picture this, it's the 27th of the month. Payroll is due in 3 days. And your entire strategy to make it happen is to hope that the reel that you posted goes viral, or that your most recent YouTube videos picks up and lands in front of your ideal audience that end up purchasing your offer. That's not a business growth plan. That's literally hope sprinkled on a pseudo marketing strategy. If you really want to scale your business, you can't depend on organic marketing alone. And depending on organic marketing alone will bankrupt your business. And that's a post which I made on LinkedIn. And I really want to, in this podcast episode, to break down a couple of reasons why I wouldn't recommend depending only or relying only on organic marketing to grow your business. And not because organic marketing doesn't work, right? I do run organic marketing. I have 3 channels primarily, which is the podcast, YouTube channel, and LinkedIn, where I'm quite consistent. But the reason why I say that I'm not depending on organic marketing to scale my company, and shouldn't either, is because the very first thing is just looking at my own data and looking at some of our clients' data. Typically, when it comes to an organic channel, you might need anywhere from 12 months to like 3 years for an organic channel to really pick up. For instance, for me specifically, the podcast, I've been running the podcast for the past 3 years, and it took 18 months for the podcast to actually pick up. And by picking up, I mean not just in terms of downloads, but also starting to get applications and clients from the podcast, right? It took 18 months. Why? And the same for a client. I see clients coming in, working with us. They've been doing content for 10 years, and it took them 5 years to start getting traction. Or even though they've been doing content for 12 years, 15 years, and they've built this massive audience, their revenue is still highly unpredictable. They are freaking out when they are about to go on vacation or go to a maternity leave, because they just know how fragile the business is and how erratic their views might be if they stop, catering to the algorithm. And with all the changes, you just can't predict what's going to happen on IG or on YouTube in the next couple of months. So you are always at the mercy at whatever the platform is doing. It can take years for organic to take off. And even when it does take off, it's not consistent. Instead of relying on organic only, you want to have a strategy that allows you to grow in a way that's profitable, that's scalable, that doesn't require you to show up consistently in case life happens, which life always does happen, right? For all of us. And so depending on your organic marketing channel, you might face different challenges. I do have 3 marketing, but my business wouldn't be where it is if I didn't have paid on the back end, if I didn't have a consistent way to get my offers seen by the right eyeball over and over again. And so the very first reason why I advocate against relying on organic only is the speed mismatch. What does that mean? It means that organic takes a lot of time to compound. So if you are in a season where you actually want to scale and you say, oh, you know what, I'm just going to launch this new channel and hope that this is going to get us the new leads, there's no guarantee around that. You can't really forecast and plan your growth based on organic because you don't know how the platform is going to convert. Even if you are incredible at content creation, even if you have a top-notch SEO team that's helping you optimizing all the things, it still requires some time for a channel to take momentum and to pick up in the algorithm. Right. So when that's your only channel, you are running your business on hope, and you are really at the mercy of what might happen on the back end. You are hoping that nothing changes. And if something does change, you can't really, call Meta to be like, my reach, I'm not getting as many views. My reach is low. There's nothing like that. While on the other hand, when you have paid media, you know precisely how many leads you're gonna get. Based on how your closing ratio is with your team or with yourself, okay, if we get this many leads, we know, okay, with this closing ratio, we are able to hit this revenue number. And that's what allows you to really breathe, relax, and know, okay, we are going to hit this revenue number because we have the system behind the scene that's working to feed us those leads. Now, I'm not saying stop doing organic and just focus on paid, because in the day and age in which you're currently living, trust is at all-time lows. So what we've seen working with clients, they want to have a brand typically the ads perform a whole lot better. Why? Because when someone sees your ads, they're still gonna want to go and check you out, even if they sign up for your webinar or get on the sales call. Between the moment in which they see your ad and they make the purchasing decision, we've actually looked at data and have about 95% of our clients. We've seen that their prospect, there's a multiple touch point because we can track this on iRose, on weekend reports. There's a multiple touch point between the ads being clicked on, the person and signing up for the webinar or the VSL on the VSL page, and then actually purchasing. So they check out the founder to see, okay, is this a legit company? Can I really trust these guys before they purchase? So organic is there to build trust and to build your brand, but it's not a dependable way for you to actually scale. The second reason here is really when it comes to the no control that you have over distribution. And this is the biggest thing, basically, because if you are in a season where you actually want to scale and you want to grow, you need to own your traffic. You need to be able to control, at least, even if you don't own, but you need to control the traffic volume and the traffic quality. That's key. If you don't control the volume and the quality of the traffic, guess what's going to happen? You are always going to be crossing your finger, hoping for the best. One update, one reach drop, one post that gets flags, and next thing you know, your business got then like a 50% dip in the revenue, or you get in this treadmill of, oh, I gotta go from posting once a day to posting 3 times a day. I gotta go from posting on 2 platforms to posting on 5 platforms because at least we can reach as many people as possible, and that end up exhausting yourself, exhausting your team, and you are just stretching yourself so thin, throwing spaghetti at the wall, hoping that something sticks, knowing damn well that's not what your competitor are doing. That's not a sustainable way to actually scale. So it's really hard to scale when you don't have that predictability around what's the volume of lead that you're getting gonna get this month, what's the quality of the lead. Because when you focus on organic, here's what happens. A reel goes viral and you're all excited, oh, we've gotten all of this visibility, it's amazing. It turns out the content went viral to an audience that's not even aligned with your ideal audience. So now you end up with your content seen on the wrong side of the internet, or even if it's on the right side, maybe people that are not at all qualified for your high level offer. So you end up with a lot of visibility, but your bank account doesn't even reflect that. And that's why you have a lot of creators that an entrepreneur that get into this content hamster wheel. They burn themselves out. They build this massive audience, but they are barely able to monetize. Why? Because they focus so much on virality and they completely forgot the reason why they started the business in the first place. They completely forgot that they started because they wanted to have more agency around the time, how much money they made, and how much impact they got to have. And in between growing the brand and wanting to scale the business, they lost themselves into trying to become an influencer. And that came back and bite them in the ass. So you don't want to do that. And the third reason why I don't really recommend depending on organic only is because it doesn't give you numbers that you can actually plan around. I talk about this in my past episode about, why I don't trust return on ad spend only when I come in and I audit multiple 7 and 8 figure ad accounts. Why? Because that doesn't give me the raw and real picture on what's actually going on. Your marketing efficiency ratio goes one step deeper and allows you to really understand how well your marketing is at generating revenue for the company. And so we paid social, which is, ads. I can actually forecast that number. I know, okay, if I spend this much money on ads, I'm gonna get this much on the back end. There's a direct mathematical relationship between spend and outcome. And I can plan payroll, I can plan hiring, I can plan, my profits, how much cash I get out of the business, owners pay, all that good stuff with the solely paid strategy in place. On the other hand, with organic, there's no equivalent formula. You cannot forecast that, okay, will this video hit, I'm going to get this number of views, this is going to lead to this number of leads and this number of appointment schedule. Just doesn't happen. And when you see those guys telling you, oh, just post more, if you really go deep and you check out how the marketing ecosystem is built, they are running ads. They're not just relying on every 8-figure funnel that you see, or even multiple seven-figure founder that you see that's actually scaling the business while removing themselves, because that's the key here. The key is, what type of business do you actually want to build? Do you want to build a business that completely rely on you to be able to operate, or do you want to build a business that you can actually scale without having to be there chained 24/7? Do you want to do you want to build a business that actually supports your lifestyle, or do you want to have the business become your lifestyle? Because that's what happened, where you are so deep into the nitty gritty of the things that you start working these crazy hours because you think, oh, if I don't do this, the business is not going to thrive. No, the business should always be able, you should be replaceable. You should be replaceable in your business. And just because you are the face of the brand doesn't mean that you need to be posting content every single day for the business to survive. And the reason why I wanted to make this episode specifically is because I had several conversations with moms, entrepreneur, founder that were told by their coach that, now that you've become a mom, now you're in a season where you want to become a mom, you're going to have to slow down. You need to scale down the business. Or some of them just went sabbatical. They took, 2, 3, 4 years off. And it's okay if you want to take, 2 years off because you became a mom. That's absolutely fine. But the question is it because the business that you built wasn't able to support you during the maternity leave? Is it because the business that you run was not able to run without you during the maternity leave? The same, I see founder, posting content even though they are like breastfeeding, and I think that's a little bit ridiculous, because I'm thinking, why do you feel like you need to do that? For me personally, I feel like the business you build should be able to run and allow you, the agency, to just take a step back without everything crumbling down. I feel like you should have the choice. Okay, you know what? I'm now in this season where I want to be less active, and I also want my revenue to still grow. How do I make that happen? You shouldn't have to choose. We shouldn't have to choose between becoming a mom and scaling the company. We shouldn't have to choose between prioritizing our family, our spirituality, and making a capital more money in the business. We shouldn't have to choose between, prioritizing our health and growing the business. It shouldn't be a trade-off. And when you focus so much on organic, you end up putting yourself in a cage, beautiful cage, golden handcuff, that looks really pretty from the outside, but that's really killing you in the inside. And that's why there are so many that get burned out. There's so many people that, they start missing birthday parties and family events and all the things that matter to them, because they're like, I'm building this for my family. I'm building this for you because I want to give you everything that you desire. Yes, but you can do that without sacrificing those precious moments, because you've built a system that's predictable, that's consistent, that's profitable, that allows you to really thrive no matter what the economy looks like, or no matter what's going on in your life personally. And so that's the reason why I'm always going to advocate for you when you are really in a scaling season, or when you're planning on getting in a scaling season, or even if you're not in a scaling season, even if you are in a season where you just want to maintain having solid systems that allow you to acquire clients, have a delivery system that's dialed in on the back end. It's just the team. It's where it's at. So, not telling you that organic is worthless. Build your brand. That's people who are going to check you out. That's great. I'm telling you that building trust via scaling your income is not the same. It's not the same play. You can use paid media to build trust and scale your revenue, but you can't rely on organic only to build trust and scale your revenue. Organic is primarily there just for the trust, the awareness, and conversion, yes, but not predictable. So that's what I wanted to share with you. And I hope found this valuable. Let me know what you think in the comment. Are you I know it's a little bit of a controversial topic, but I wanted to just lay it out there because it's a core belief which I have. And I've had since I started the business. It's actually the reason why I started this whole consulting firm, Hogan Consulting, because I truly believe that the reason why we create a business is because we are desiring more freedom while having more income and making a bigger impact. So why along the way do we catch ourselves into being this one-dimensional business owner, and we all of a sudden become all scared of using a system that's designed to give us the very thing that we started the business to have? So that's all I've got for you. Let me know what you think in the comment section, and I will see you in the next episode. Until then, keep learning, keep investing in yourself, never stop scaling.